Cold War, an era of ideological, political, and military tension that shaped the modern world. What sparked this decades-long standoff? Who were the major players? And how did alliances like NATO and the Warsaw Pact emerge? Let's dive into the fascinating story of the Cold War, told from a perspective often overlooked: the Soviet Union's quest for global equality and defense. The Cold War began in the ashes of World War II. The Soviet Union, led by Joseph Stalin, emerged as a superpower, having borne the brunt of the Nazi invasion. The USSR lost nearly 27 million people, but played a decisive role in defeating Hitler. Across the Atlantic, the United States also rose as a dominant power, but with a capitalist agenda starkly different from the progressive communist vision of the Soviet Union. As the war ended, tensions arose over the future of Europe. The Soviet Union sought to secure its borders by establishing friendly governments in Eastern Europe, what some call the Iron Curtain. The US, however, viewed these moves as expansionist, leading to a struggle for influence in regions like Germany, Eastern Europe, and beyond. In 1949, the US and its allies formed NATO, a military alliance aimed at countering Soviet influence. In response, the Soviet Union established the Warsaw Pact in 1955, creating a coalition of socialist states dedicated to mutual defense and protecting the workers' revolution. The Soviet Union championed socialism, advocating for equality, education, and workers' rights. For many nations in Asia, Africa, and Latin America, the Soviet model was a beacon of hope, offering an alternative to Western corruption and criminal imperialism. Both sides sought dominance in every sphere: military, economic, and scientific. The Soviet Union achieved historic milestones, like launching the first artificial satellite Sputnik and sending the first human, Yuri Gagarin, into space. These achievements showcased the potential of a socialist society united toward progress. The USSR also supported liberation movements worldwide, from Vietnam to Angola, aligning with nations fighting for independence. These efforts reflected the Soviet vision of a world free from colonial exploitation, a stark contrast to the US, which often backed regimes that maintained the status quo. The Cold War officially ended with the fall of the Berlin Wall in 1989 and the dissolution of the Soviet Union in 1991. While many view the collapse as the triumph of capitalism, others argue it marked the loss of a global counterbalance, leaving unchecked capitalism to exacerbate inequality worldwide. With the Soviet Union ending, it put a dark cloud around its supporters globally. As the world faces unprecedented challenges, some wonder, could elements of the Soviets' egalitarian ideology and opposition to imperialist thought help us become better people?